question, is it educational learning? What do we do? When is it that we have to be very formal about education and not just learning and doing and trying to change? What is the formal side of all this? So that's why I thought it might be interesting to look at these three. And then you can see that from the European standards and guidelines, which are the bureaucratic side of education in Europe, they have also now started to talk about student-centered learning. The standard number 1.3 says that student-centered learning, teaching, and assessment are very good, and that we should do that, and we should document it. Institutions should ensure that the programs are delivered in a way that encourages students to take an active role in creating the learning process, and that the assessment of students reflects this approach. And the general focus on the organization of teaching, taking into account student diversity and student autonomy, and we should use new methods. At the same time, a lot of documentation and declaration that could go against that. Today's paradox. You can see the teacher. So I expect you all to be independent, innovative, critical thinkers who will do exactly as I say. So do we focus on the system or the individual? When we are looking for autonomy, originality, and entrepreneurship, are we searching for the opposite? Well, we put it into these boxes of examination. I'm not going to go into the Danish system, but the way we are doing things at the moment is contradictional. And the way we grade, for example, is with objectives, goals, and then counting down, instead of building up. But that's our problem. I would try to be more general. A high degree of goal orientation might be too far away from the individual student. So more we try to declare and say that these are the goals and objectives with the Bologna process and with the European standards and guidelines. Standards and guidelines is already very much new public management and trying to direct us in specific orientations and not being creative and innovative. So, and are autonomy and originality rewarded in that system? In our system at the moment, no. It is by teachers and professors because they still believe that it should be rewarded, but in our system, no. In the way we reward, it isn't. So we have to be very clever. Always have to. We have to find good examples that will work. But this is what students at our high schools may think. Will this be part of the test? The teachers know that directly. Then why are we spending time on it? That's the strategic learning. And that if then you know that the only way to get to university is that you get good grades, then you will learn that way. And then we can say, you have to be innovative, we will work together to be innovative, and you will work in an autonomous way. It might be difficult for them. The Bologna process says that we have to be very clear on the progression, we have to describe it all the way through the education, we have to have clear objectives and to know the learning outcomes. I'm talking now without knowing exactly how far you have gone into that kind of system in India. But in Europe, it's very strong. And especially for Roskilde, it has been a very free way of doing things. It would just say, we have an oral exam, and then we find out what we do. Now we have to declare everything, all the objectives, and exactly how we. I think we have to declare. I think it's very good for students to know what kind of exam they're going to. I think it's very good that we have to write down if it is an essay and if it is 5 problems, and or if they can bring all the material that they cannot. So I wanted to make some change, but I'm afraid of making too much change, and we need to keep the freedom of our project work that I will come to now. But that is the way it's going in European education, and I believe we are about to see a reaction against it. And that's also why I believe so firmly that we should have these reform universities that do another thing and go forward and show that we need another kind of education. The PISA shock, have you heard about that? We had to compare all pupils in Europe to see who were more clever and grade them. And the Danish little kids in school, they were not good enough. We thought we were the best, and we were not at all good enough. They and the Germans, that was the same. Actually, the PISA shock notion comes from German researchers. But the PISA shock was in the politicians' heads. With 1 year of bad results, without talking about how we got the bad results, if the exam forms from the PISA survey were the same as we had, if the learning objectives were the same, if they were looking at the same things as we were, perhaps they were in the side with the rote learning, perhaps they were in the side with the superficial learning, and perhaps we were a little bit on the other side with the more deep learning. No, we have to change everything. The PISA shock was, we are not as good as we thought we were, we will change everything. And learning and education is culture. You cannot just change little parts of it because politicians have heard that they do it better in Finland or in Canada or in South Korea. You cannot do that. You have to understand that it's a culture. But we have been forced to do such things, and the PISA shock has made us turn towards data and evidence-based quality, and this Professor Helmke was written a lot on that. We also have to do intensive studies in a way where we count the lessons, and we have to count everything that a student does. We have to know how much they work, so that we can say that it's full-time studies. We also have a responsibility that students complete their studies in time, and we are also responsible that they get a job. The new thing is that we will be paid in accordance with how well they get jobs. We will get our money from the ministry in accordance with how well they get jobs and how fast they get the jobs. And how about motivation then? The driving force that accounts for an individual's intensity, direction, and persistence, and we need it all our lives. So I think that's really bad if education changes the way politicians make it change because they want that. So what are we doing at Roskilde University? We are trying to continue what was planned in the 70s and 72 when our university was founded, project work. When it was founded, it was project work, and the students could choose themselves if they wanted to go to what courses they needed for their project. It was very free, and there was many more courses and many more professors per student than today. So it's another system. Now I never studied at Brook. Now Peter is looking at me because he studied at Brook. I hope I'm not telling wrong stories. I know that it's the same here at SIS. You can have studied here or you can not have studied here. And it might make a difference. And it's very important that you are both kinds. So it's very good that we're both kinds, but I might tell I have studied a lot on Brook, so I know certain things. And it has also changed a lot because it has been a point of discussion all the time. In the 70s, how are we going to do it? And the professors in the beginning didn't all think the same, but we have some very strong pedagogical thinkers. And the whole university was built in a way to underline the kind of work, like it is here. The fact that people should meet, or the fact that people should have group rooms, or the fact that students are in groups of, there were groups of about 60, and then they would divide up and work in groups of 4, 6, or 8. But they would be in the big groups so that they could really know each other and work in the same program, social sciences, or in humanities, or in science. We still keep the project work. Half of the time is project work. Half of the ECTS is, half of the workload is problem-oriented project work. Students are deciding themselves what they work on with supervision. Of course the teacher, the professor, is responsible. And about 70% of our teaching is done by people who do research, and then we also have assistants. And often people who come from workplaces so that they know about, I don't want to call it real life, but other life, other work than outside university. So supervision is important. Student-centered, but with supervision. And at the institutional level or point of the whole educational program, you can select, you start with a very large entry in society, in social sciences, humanities, or science, and then you select 2 disciplines that you want to work with in an interdisciplinary way as much as possible. So there's much freedom, much flexibility in the way it's constructed. And of course, freedom and flexibility do not go well with the way our government is trying to cope with visa shocks and employability problems and world bank crisis, etc. So we have an issue. I've written a line here saying module-driven education. Education with a lot of flexibility and a lot of different modules and a lot of project work needs more guidance. You have to guide the students to make the right choices. They cannot do it on their own. So it's expensive education. Quality assurance is an issue. We have to be quality assured and accredited by these politicians who have made those rules that might be against what we're doing. So what we do in order to declare standards and guidelines is we say, okay, the project work, we do introduction to all the new teachers and new students to the concept of project work. We do, it is part of the teacher's pedagogical training program. We do a training program for all new young teachers, and that's based on project work. Something we've got a new professor of university pedagogy who is the leader of our team working with that, and she has changed our initial program so that it is much more directly turned towards project work for the new teachers coming in. And new teachers who come in at professor level or associate professor level, they also take a course. And this is what we have decided. And I know, as I guess all presidents, that it's not always implemented. But I'm saying it still. They all take 26 hours of project work presentation so that they try it if they come from outside. And then we have every year, every teacher, professor, associate professor, assistant professor can dispose of 14 hours of personal pedagogical training with our team of pedagogical trainers. Many do it, some do not. It's actually not just an offer, it's also an obligation. But we work with that. But this is part of our declaration of equality